It's Tuesday, December 17. This is the news on PBCJ. I am Simone Absalom. There will be consequences for members of the public who impede the work of vector control workers in stemming the spread of dengue. This warning comes from Local Government and Community Development Minister McKenzie as he addressed a local government town hall at the Trelawney Municipal Corporation's council chambers in Falmouth. Recently, the minister warned that government would not sit idly by and allow residents in some communities to chase away personnel employed by the state to carry out vector control duties. He said that as government intensifies its efforts to eradicate the mosquito-borne disease, his ministry and the Ministry of Health and Wellness will on Friday, December 27, stage a meeting with stakeholders to launch another phase of a massive mosquito eradication program. All mayors and CEOs of municipal corporations will be invited to attend. The local government minister was speaking at a town hall meeting recently at the Falmouth Municipal Corporation in Trelawney. Opposition Senator K.D. Knight is warning the government not to make the same mistakes that he did when he was National Security Minister, and is in the same breath calling for a fresh management audit of the Jamaica Constabulary Force. Knight made the call in the Senate last Friday as he took issue with how personnel and other resources were being deployed by the JCF. Senator Knight warned the government even as he related a fiasco that unfolded under his leadership after the Ministry of National Security purchased 60 motorcycles for the JCF.
Make sure that when you acquire the motorcycle, I made that mistake, acquire 61 times. The high command knew they were coming. When they come, no riders. They're not trained nobody to ride them. Them up a mobile reserve for a long time. Then some people said at the time, boy, the motorcycle them too small, they want Kawasaki. We send go Texas to buy Kawasaki. And you have to use a magnifying glass to find one of the telescope to find one of the Kawasaki them on the road. They became pets for those to whom they were assigned. Not to be overused in policing, lest they be damaged.
He said that as a result, the ministry purchased some of the high-powered bikes in Texas in the United States for the cops. He said he was unaware whether current National Security Minister Dr. Horace Chang has had a similar experience, but acknowledged he made a mistake. The former National Security Minister suggested that a fresh management audit is required to lead culture change within the JCF and to address some of the issues around the deployment of resources. Acting Leader of Government Business Senator Pernell Charles Jr., however, indicated that the Police Commissioner, Major General Anthony Anderson, is already leading a comprehensive overhaul of the JCF.
Let me just indicate that the Commissioner of Police has embarked on what is a comprehensive work of restructuring the Jamaica Constabulary Force and its operations to make it a more efficient force for the good of this country. And the work is ongoing, but we've already started to see some of the positive results.
The senators were speaking in the Senate during the debate on the extension of states of emergency across 7 police divisions. Last Thursday, Minister without portfolio in the Ministry of Economic Growth and Job Creation, Pernell Charles, announced to residents of Rocky Point District in Clarendon that a new well has been commissioned.
This Rocky Point area is served by the Newtown or Cornemus and Kempsey wells. You know that. And over time, you know that you've had some challenges in terms of the production. So you have low pressure and you had some low flow. We are here to tell you, last week, the Kemps Hill well, a new well, was commissioned, which will provide 1.7 million gallons per day extra.
The new well will serve not just Rocky Point, but the surrounding areas. Minister Charles said that the government will be working with the National Water Commission to ease the residents' water woes.
The National Water Commission provides structure and the private sector, which is the Minister of Economic Commission, will identify a team that is going to be working in Bucky Point and surrounding areas to identify the needs and fix the needs. We're going to be working with the rural water supply division as well to identify the areas where there are blockages in the pipes and clear the blockages in the pipes. So you have more water, less leaks, and clear blockages. That means that the water will work. So the reality is that that may not solve all of the problems, but it is sure going to give you a much better position than the one.
The minister said that government remains committed to providing consistent potable water to rural areas, as water is an essential ingredient to the quality of life. During his recent official working visit to Japan, Prime Minister Andrew Holness and his delegation toured the Narima incineration plant last Saturday. The plants were operated by a high-efficiency generator to ensure efficient recovery of thermal energy generated by the incineration of waste, contributing to the prevention of global warming. The consensus on climate change was one of the key cornerstones for the bilateral talks between Mr. Holness and Japanese Prime Minister. The talks were aimed to further collaboration in the areas of trade and investment, technical cooperation, commercial ties, capacity building, culture, and education. Effective Tuesday, the National Works Agency, NWA, will be implementing a one-way system along Main Street, Santa Cruz in St. Elizabeth. The one-way will flow in a westerly direction between Coke Drive and Retirement Road. The new traffic arrangement, which forms part of NWA's thrust to improve traffic flow in the town of Santa Cruz during the heightened activities of the season, will operate between the hours of 7 a.m. and 8 p.m. from Mondays to Saturdays until January 6, 2020. Main Street will revert to two-way flow on Sundays. A Jamaican man is to be sentenced in the U.S. for involvement in the lottery scam. 23-year-old Christoph Kane, who conspired with a Pittsburgh woman and others to steal from seniors in a series of nationwide phone scams, admitted his guilt Monday in federal court in Pennsylvania. He will be sentenced on April 7. According to agents, the Jamaican and his cohorts called seniors and told them a variety of stories to get them to part with their money. The US dollar on Monday, December 16, ended trading at Jamaican 100 at $34.47, down by 34 cents. That's according to the Bank of Jamaica's daily exchange trading summary. The Canadian dollar is being traded at $102.62, down from $103.03, while the British pound sterling is being traded at $178.61, down from $180. In regional news, the Dangerous Drugs Amendment Bill was passed in Trinidad and Tobago's Parliament last Thursday. This is one of two key pieces of legislation to decriminalize cannabis in the Twin Island Republic. However, as we hear in this TV6 News report, there are some late amendments to the bill.
A couple of them were related to the issue of consumption in public spaces. The definition was changed to exclude private non-commercial spaces, while the fine for use in public spaces was softened.
There will be a ticketable offense in the same route as being in possession of between 30 to 60 grams. We're saying if you're caught smoking in public and you are going to face the system, let's go through ticketable offense, fixed penalty, $2,000, because you really shouldn't be doing it in public. If you can't pay the $2,000, look at community service.
As it relates to the expunging of records, Attorney General Faisal said people charged with possession of up to 60 grams can ask for immediate dismissal. And with concerns raised about the severity of fines for possession upwards of 60 grams, the government opted for a more lenient approach.
between 60 to 100, you may be subjected to $75,000 in a fine. In other words then, not as large as the $250,000 and 5 years that we propose in this bill. We're saying between 60 to 100, maximum fine, $75,000. However, we're taking the steps that we've applied elsewhere. Community service.
Staying in Trinidad, National Security Minister Stuart Young said it is near impossible to duplicate the new currency notes which went into circulation last week. His comments follow what the government has described as fake reports on social media that counterfeit copies of the new $100 bill are being circulated. In a statement to the media, Mr. Young said the images circulated online do not have the transparency security feature. He urged members of the public not to follow fake news on social media. In sports, we go to athletics as Jamaican sprinter Shelly-Ann Fraser-Pryce says she will be seeking the double at the Tokyo Olympics, her swan song at the quadrennial sporting spectacle. She rarely doubles at major championships and has focused mainly on the 100 meters at the Olympic Games, but is serious about going after the 100-200 meters double in Tokyo, Japan. Despite her amazing feats on the track, the pocket rocket has never dipped below 22 seconds in the 200 meters, but she has made that one of her main targets for the 2020 season. And on to cricket. Former Guyana and West Indies batsman Basil Butcher is dead. He passed away in Florida on Monday. Butcher, who passed away at 86 years old, was named Wisden Cricketer in the year 1970. The West Indies cricket team took to social media last night to express the, quote, sad news for the West Indies cricket family, end quote. And that's the news on PBCJ. I'm Simone Absalom. Pleasant viewing.